Welcome to Butter Legs. We don't always get things right, but we're real good triers.
We watch movies and make music inspired by the experience. Fair warning, there are spoilers.
We oftentimes talk about mature subjects, and we say dirty words while we're at it.
Here we go!
That song both has a drum in it and people making their impression of a drum. Oh, boom, boom. There's like the snare that's always going, that's the drum, and then they're like pum 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 pum.
Hi everyone, welcome to Butter Legs. I'm Jay.
Shoot, you came out of nowhere, JJ.
I know, I was like, hold on, you didn't say we were ready or not.
Are you going to introduce yourself, Sin?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sin.
And I'm Alex. I guess.
Bum.
Today's movies are Alien, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. Actually, I think the title of Prometheus is just Prometheus. I don't think it has the word alien in it. So here on the Butter Legs, we make music inspired by these movies. We enjoy it very much. We're all musicians here.
Yeah.
True.
In our household, there's a lot of singing going on, a lot of humming and singing going on. One of the things that's kind of funny about our house is sometimes Sin and I both do this. We'll get a song in our head and then it starts escaping and you have to start humming or singing it, but it'll come out at a weird spot. And so sometimes Sin will be like walking around the house, nothing. And then all of a sudden, a weather vane.
True. It's like I can't hold it in anymore.
Through the trees.
Bum.
So the other day, I'm humming a song. And Sin chimes in, young hearts be free tonight, right?
Time is on our side. Don't ever let you down. Don't ever put you down.
By Rod Stewart, Young Turks by Rod Stewart. So
right.
Here's the thing though, Butter Leggings. I was not humming Rod Stewart. I was humming my own song. The Future is on Thin Ice, which was the song that I made for the Indiana Jones Mighty Ducks episode. So I was like, wait a minute.
He's like, did I just rewrite a Rod Stewart song? And I'm like, no, surely it's a little different. I mean, it wasn't like right on par or anything, right?
Well, I made a sound clip that put the two songs right next to each other. Have a listen, decide for yourself, won't you? The future is on.
You even did it in the same fucking key. It's in the same key.
Meanwhile, Rod Stewart's lawyer team gets big old lawyer boners. Or as we call them, lawyer rods.
Oh.
We didn't want to tell you, but you also looked like Rod Stewart that day. And sounded like it. You're like, oh, something funny. Something funny happened. I'm Rod Stewart.
My spiky blonde hair And the fact that I'm like constantly kicking soccer balls around.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you kicked a soccer ball.
What are you talking about?
That's what Rod Stewart does as concerts. And actually, the funny thing, we might not be able to do this. The McElroys literally just talked about this. But yeah, Rod Stewart played like college level soccer there, you know, because he's British. So, you know, football. And
Everybody played college level soccer in Britain.
and like apparently he was like pretty good at it. And one of the things that he does, or at least did in his concerts, he'd kick soccer balls like as hard as he can at the audience.
That sounds real dangerous.
I mean, he would just blast them. I don't know if they had disclaimers that like whenever you bought the tickets, it's like, by the way,
You might get kicked in the head.
This motherfucker gonna be kicking balls.
Kicking balls and taking names.
he's going to be wearing a
Wait.
hot pink suit and kicking soccer balls. Alex and I, we have a long history with the Rod Stewarts.
Yeah, you guys always talk about this. You didn't see Rod Stewart.
That's only part of it. That's only part of it.
What do you mean?
So one thing is that we had this awesome VHS tape. It was called Rod Stewart Infatuation. I think that's what it was called.
At least we're not talking about Benjamin Franklin. Go on.
And it was a live concert VHS of him playing his songs and kicking soccer balls. It's actually a pretty fun show. At least my memories of it are.
I was like, yeah, okay.
And so the other part, which you have already alluded to, is one time when Alex and I were in Iowa.
This did not happen. This did not happen.
We had to stop at a rest stop, and we're in the middle of Iowa, and Rod Stewart walks into this bathroom.
He did not, but go ahead.
He stood right by our dad.
Took a pee-pee.
Took a pee right next to him. Yeah, and he kept talking to our dad. He was like, "Great weather we have here in
He
the
did
States."
not.
He was British, so it was Rod Stewart.
It was probably a Rod Stewart impersonator, if that.
He had a pink jumpsuit on.
Do you think that Mr. Rodney Stewart, I don't know what his real name is, do you think Rodney Stewart stops at rest stops instead of going pee-pee on his tour bus?
He hides in plain sight.
Oh, my
That's
God.
his secret.
He loves running through cornfields.
Oh, my God.
spare
Y'all,
time.
he didn't. That did not happen.
He has a fear of tour buses,
No. Quit making shit up about this man.
and he likes going pee-pee next to the regular person.
He likes rubbing shoulders with the regular fellers. Oh, my
Rubbing
God.
pee-pees with the
No, God, don't say that. Don't say that. We're talking about your father.
It was quite a day for our dad.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, we got back in our car, and Rod Stewart got back in his Toyota Tercel. And
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
ways.
Yes, exactly. That shit did not happen.
Rodney Stewart sounds more like a NASCAR driver. He, his real name's Roderick,
Roderick Stewart.
which sounds less NASCAR-y, but we could have a NASCAR version called Rodney Stewart.
But yeah, we
And-
got done with that encounter. And as Roderick was driving away, he was like waving out the window. He's like, "So nice to meet you. Don't copy one of my songs in the future."
Time is our time.
Oh, my God.
So this is unrelated, but it's related to our previous episode of Butter Lakings. We discussed what the article of clothing is called whenever you go to the barber and it covers you up and keeps the hair off of you, right?
God, can you take another run at that? That was crazy. That was not easy to understand. Please try again.
And they took with the cover, they put it on, and they put it over your chin, under your chin, and it's like
try again?
it's like you're like Big Two, only it's a 2-year-old that becomes an adult.
Did you ever have a dream that you when you in our previous episode we had discussed the article of clothing that you wear when you go to the barber shop, right?
Yeah.
And we have to give Sin a lot of credit here because she said it is a cape. It is called a cape. Well,
Not a lot of credit. Most people know that. Anyway, continue.
well, we were watching
Nice.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
God, now we have to admit we watched that.
You still haven't finished it, by the way.
Oh, well, then that's my claim to fame.
She
Keep
is
going.
dragging out as long as she can. We'll watch like 5-6 minutes of it, and she'll stop. And
That's
she'll be
all
like,
you can take.
and she'll be like, "I'm sorry, I have something I have to do. I have a meeting." And it's like, it's Saturday. We're at home.
Meeting, very important meeting.
We were watching it because of the podcast Till Death Do Us Blart. And Sin was like, I don't understand all the references. I need to watch this movie.
I think you just started playing it, and now I'm sucked into this whole thing.
It's a terrible movie. But in one scene, a character just kind of arrives and has a cape on. They call it a cape. And they're like, why are you wearing a cape? And he's like, I just came from a haircut.
Yeah, because that's what it's called.
So,
See, Jay, this just shows you that you did not believe me until Paul Blart said so. And then you're like, I guess that's what it's called.
hey, friends.
Hey,
So,
What are butter legs? Welcome to What Are Butter Legs. It's the trivia game show that works a lot like Jeopardy. Let's spin the wheel to see who goes first.
no, let's spin the wheel to see that Alex goes first.
it's gonna be me. I'm good at the spin wheel.
Yes, you are. Every fucking time. Oh my God.
I have a very specific Jedi power and nothing else but that. What are the categories, JJ, for our listening viewers?
Today's categories are 2012, which is the year that Prometheus came out, directed by Ridley Scott, because both of today's movies are directed by that dude, and Michelangelo's David. So, Alex, as winner of the picker wheel, you get to go first.
I want 1,500.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's 2 mystery clues worth 1,500. They're pretty hard. Lampyridae is the scientific name of this family of insects.
What is mantis?
That is incorrect.
Oh, I want to try. I want to try for real.
All right, go for it.
What is the moth?
That is also incorrect.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah.
I really thought it was right.
So the clue is the lamp part of the
lightning
word.
bugs.
Yeah,
Lightning bug.
exactly.
Aw.
Okay, Sin.
Okay, I want Michelangelo's David for 800.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Why is it just Michelangelo's? Why can't he share some?
In San Francisco in the 1960s, a bar displayed a replica of David wearing an outfit made of this material.
What is leather?
That is correct.
Directed by Ridley Scott for 800.
This sci-fi series shows a future in which humans are torn by religious differences as 2 androids raise a group of children.
I'd like a different one. What is Children of the Corn?
That's incorrect. Sin, you want to steal?
I know this one. Yes, I want to steal for real because I know this one because we watched this series.
What is it?
What is Raised by Wolves?
That is correct.
And oh, I was gonna say, and did you know it was directed by Ridley Scott? I forgot we were on that category. Whoopsies.
All right, Sin, your turn to choose.
Directed by Ridley Scott for 600.
Were you not entertained by this 2000 movie starring Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, and Connie Nielsen?
I don't know who Connie Nielsen is, but I'm going to guess that this is, what is Gladiator?
That's right, Gladiator.
Yeah.
Connie Nielsen was the sister of Joaquin Phoenix.
I want 2012 for 200.
Carly Rae Jepsen had a big hit with this song, asking to possibly communicate with her.
What is Call Me Maybe?
That's right.
What is, directed by Ridley Scott for 400.
Ridley Scott directed an iconic commercial in 1984 for this tech company.
What is Apple?
That's right.
Directed by Ridley Scott for 200.
This movie starred Matt Damon as astronaut Mark Watney, who is stranded on a nearby planet.
What is The Martian?
That's right. It's one of my favorite movies.
That's a good one. He grew potatoes.
That's right.
Shit, potatoes. Poo potatoes.
It's super true. There's poo-poo. That's poo-poo. Michelangelo's David for 600.
Queen Victoria was appalled when she saw David's penis, so a plaster one of these was made to cover it during certain events.
I can't decide between two, so I'm going to go with, what is a fig leaf?
That is correct.
Oh, I was going to say laurel. I wasn't sure, but that's what they put on their heads, right?
Yeah, fig leaf.
It wasn't a man song.
It was some MeUndies. Hey, and if you want to sponsor us, MeUndies, that'd be cool too. Whatever. Anyway,
800 to 2012.
This Christopher Nolan movie featured Tom Hardy as a villain. Tom based the voice off of a boxer from the early 1900s.
What is twins?
Nope.
I'm doing bad.
Sin, you wanna try to steal?
twins. What? No. What is Dark Knight Rises?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the voice of Bane.
Yeah, but I was like, is it Batman? I don't know any of Forever. I don't know. What are the names of the Batman movies? I don't remember. Michelangelo's David for 400.
In Animal Crossing, if you find a statue of David, be sure to donate it to this character, the curator of the museum.
Shit. Oh, I was going to say Butters. That's not his name. Who is Blathers?
That's right.
That dude works 24/7.
He sleeps on the job, though.
You wake him up and he's always like, "What the fuck?"
It's true.
I'll do 2012 for 600.
This Belgian Australian had this massive hit song, duetting with Kimbra. Wait, I asked for two different things here.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so I think the clue should have been, this Belgian Australian had the massive hit song, Somebody That I Used to Know, duetting with Kimbra.
What is Rodney Stewart?
Nope. Sin, do you want to steal or you want to throw in a for fun answer?
I'm going to try it, but I think I've got the name wrong. Who is Gautier? Gautier?
You had it right the first time, yeah.
Oh.
It's Gautier.
Go TA.
Yeah, good job.
I would like to make sure that I don't win by picking the next hard one.
Okay. It's the
Oh,
U.S. state.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's the U.S. state with the fewest number of farms.
What is Alaska?
That is correct. Yeah.
Wow.
I thought maybe it would get in your head like, ooh, but is it a trick question? Because, like, Hawaii is really small and can't have very many farms.
Pineapples, man. Pineapples.
Pineapples.
More than Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Fewer?
Yeah, fewer than Rhode Island even.
Rhode Island
Exactly.
even.
See, that's where I was hoping that it would send your brain. It's like, wait a minute, there's really small states.
That thing is cold.
It's really cold. It's the biggest state, but it's really cold.
Rhode Island feeding America.
Alex, next clue.
What is 400 for 212? And I know that number's pronounced 2012.
2012 for 400. A Tolkien novel got split into 3 parts for a trilogy of movies, the first of which, by this title, was released in 2012.
What is Fellowship of the Ring?
No, that is incorrect. Sin, do you want to
3
try?
parts. There was Fellowship of the Ring, and there was Return of the King. I think. Lord of the Rings. I don't know. What is The Great Journey?
That is incorrect.
Can I get a second chance?
Second chance. It'll have to be for fun, but go ahead.
What is The Hobbit?
Actually, you're on the right track, but you're still technically incorrect. It is The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey.
What? Oh, geez. I've never known that, ever. I've never known that.
Yeah, so, the Tolkien novel was just The Hobbit, and it was just one book. And whenever they made the movies, they split it up into 3 movies. And the first one's called The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey.
Hey, JJ, can I have your lunch money?
All right, last clue goes to Sin.
Okay. I will take Michelangelo's David for 200. Just kidding.
It's the nation where the original statue of David can be found today.
What is Italy?
That's right. At the end of those, we're about to go into final buttery. But at the end of all that, our scores are Sin has 5,000 and Alex has negative 3,700.
Wow.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm going to do a little bit of...
A fudging?
All right, so adjusted scores. Alex has 6,300 and Sin has 15,000.
Okay.
The category for Final Buttery is the engineers. Please place your bets. Okay, bets are in. In the category of the engineers, here is your clue. Following his appointment as engineer in 1482, he planned and constructed canals in Milan, Italy. Let's start with Alex. Alex's first response is just penis, spelled with a U.
Eunice? Oh,
Penis.
Eunice.
In the second syllable, penis.
Oh,
Although I like punis. That's pretty good.
Penuse.
a punis.
Then he changed it to Leonard da Vinci, which is kind of right. It is Leonardo da Vinci,
That's what I meant.
Even
That's what I meant.
even if it was written correctly, it was not in the form of a question. Yeah, and Alex bet all of his butter bucks, so Alex is down to 0.
But I'm going through a hard time.
Well, I just realized I didn't put mine in a form of a question either.
Oh, but you did.
I did?
Yeah.
I didn't think I did.
Sinbad one butterbuck. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm supposed to say that the second part. And said, who is Mr. Frodo? That is incorrect. So with a score of 14,999 butterbucks to 0, Sin is today's champion.
Yay!
All right. Let's talk about some alien movies. Let's start by talking about Alien Prometheus from 2012.
That's my favorite one.
Let's talk about that opening scene a little bit. We see one of the engineers, and he's on Earth a long time ago, and he's like drinking his poison tea or whatever, and he falls into the river and disintegrates.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat.
Pretty neat.
And so does that mean that that's how humans began?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Neat.
Cool. And then they find some cave painting drawings. And they're like, it's an invitation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
Oh!
Maybe I wasn't looking.
Uh-huh.
Neat.
This sounds like a real cool movie that you're describing.
You're like, when did that happen?
That one actress was named Numi.
Mm-hmm. Neat.
Neat.
And whenever they get to this place, LV-233, which is where the cave paintings pointed them to, they meet the hologram of Peter Wayland, played by Guy Pearce.
Here's the thing. Why does he have to... I love this movie. But that oldifying of him is just not believable. I think they should have just found... I mean, he's ass old. It's not like he's like 20 years later, and so he really needs to look like Guy Pearce. He's like ass old. Like, pick any old guy and just have him do it.
He looked like Butch from Back to the Future.
Totally. I mean, it doesn't really take me out of the movie, but every time I'm just like, that's not real. It's so not real.
Think we fly.
Kind of think of like how to describe him in kind of a funny way, because he's like yellow and wrinkly.
Like Homer Simpson's dad.
Yeah, totally.
He is kind of Abe Simpson looking, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to a different planet. Whenever they get to this place, LV-233, they see the alien structures that are already built there, and they're like, oh my God, like somebody built some places here. And they're like, they're getting ready to go outside of the ship for the first time and step foot on the planet. And everybody's putting on their little astronaut suits, right? Mm-hmm. And David, the android, he's also putting on the suit. And they have that whole discussion of like, why do you need a suit? You're an android and you don't breathe. And he's like, well, it would be disturbing if I was just walking around without it. And they say this comment here to David. They're making you guys pretty close, huh? And he says, not too close, I hope. And I love that line so much because...
Try not to laugh because... I know you're building into something that's like meaningful, but the story's taking so long, and you've got such long pauses, and I'm just like, I'm trying not to. Keep going.
Let me try again, because the thing is, it probably doesn't need all that lead up. I'll try to edit it.
When you said you loved the line so much, I almost said, why don't you marry it? But that would have been childish.
Let me try again. So at one point, Dr. Holloway says to David, who is an android, he says, "Oh, they're making you guys pretty close, huh?" And David says, "Not too close, I hope." And I love this line so much that I'm going to marry it. And because like you could interpret it in a couple different ways, not too close, I hope. Like maybe him saying, "Oh, because I hope that you can still make the distinction that I'm an android so that, we each have our own little distinctions or whatever." Or the other way to interpret is, I hope I'm not too much of like a human because humans suck.
Yeah. That's how I took it.
Which, I mean, that's for sure how David meant it. Is like humans suck.
Humans suck. That's what Ho-Ho says. Everybody should be a puppy. When I saw this next part, when the hologram and the engineer's running, it was real confusing to me. I was like, is this a ghost movie? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. The first time you see it. Because at that point, you still haven't seen the engineers. Yeah, that's kind of the first time you see. Well, besides the one that falls into the river at the very first, but
yeah, he had a diaper on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a diaper on. He was different.
But you definitely even seeing that, you have no clue. The first time you see this, I remember seeing this in theater, having the same thoughts you were thinking. Like, who was that white diaper guy at the first? Why did he fall apart? Who are these? What is this?
Why he's so weird and lumpy?
A giant.
And really, it's not until you see both Prometheus and Covenant that you start being able to put all these things kind of together. But then you still have a whole bunch of damn questions about it.
And that's something Ridley Scott likes to do.
Questions. Then we see them do the dissection of the head, and we are like, ooh, we human, or they're human. Or share DNA, or however. I don't fucking know how DNA works, but whatever.
Nobody does.
Nobody knows.
I like the giant head on the table.
Ooh, I do too. Yeah, it's a very alien thing to have something kind of messed up come alive.
Coitus.
I know. You wrote coitus, Jay.
I thought that'd be funny.
Oh, my God. So, David puts the goo, the xenomorph goo, into a drink, and then Holloway drinks it, and then they have coitus. Jeez.
Yeah, Holloway and Shaw do. And so it infects Shaw.
Might be a good stopping place, because my song talks about this.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your song, Sin?
My song talks about them having coitus. No, not really. My song talks about the fact that there's always these problematic androids kind of woven in and out Blade Runners and Alien movies. It's kind of a new wave song, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. I can't remember even what it sounds like. I hope it's not that bad. Anyway, I don't even remember the name of it. What's the name of my song?
Prometheus.
Oh, yeah. Prometheus, because it's about both of them.
Bear with us, butter leggings. We forgot how to explain things.
Oh, I know. My explanation was just as bad as what I was making Jay fun of.
Ever had a dream?
Yeah, you need to cut
I love that video.
5 minutes of my explanation. Here's another way I could say it. Here's my song Prometheus. Enjoy.
1, 2, 3.
The crew of the Prometheus was looking for some clues, but instead they found a giant head and some black goo. David sticking his fingers in alien jelly, sneaking it into drinks so it can wind up in Sean's belly. Now she's asking questions. Holloway's got squiggles in his
like babies.
So I have in there this part about, I'm like, they barely do things humans, or they do things I don't even remember the line, but basically it's like, what are they doing that's like humans couldn't do? Like, I haven't seen them do like some major like infinite calculus shit or whatever. They're just like, oh, I'll switch on the computer and I'll wake you up. And I mean, maybe the only thing that they do is like they don't have to go into stasis. Like, that's the only thing.
Yeah, David kept the ship running while they were all sleeping.
Seems like you could have programmed that into the ship and just not had an android.
They don't want to take jobs away.
They're taking our jobs.
Well, I can't remember even what movie it's in the Alien series, even if it's one of these two. But at some point, they say that it's like standard. It's like company procedure to have a Wayland android on every mission.
It hasn't worked out too well.
Yeah, I feel like it's on Aliens or something like that. They're talking about Bishop.
Did you spill water all over yourself? What is happening?
I did. During your song, I spilled waters on me.
He's all sweaty.
I was like taking a drink, but I'm also like nodding my head to the music. I'm like, yeah, it's a good song. It's a very fun song.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it very much.
And it is also funny because of not only the subject, but also the way you approach the lyrics with like the background singers singing, in my opinion. So next up in Prometheus, we have the characters Fifield and Milburn. They get stuck in that alien structure because they got lost. I think this is the scariest scene in Prometheus. Those little worm things come out of the goo.
Oh, yeah.
And wrap themselves around the guy's arm. And the other one spits on the guy's helmet and it melts that. Mm-hmm. Basically, picture an astronaut helmet thing melting on the guy's face. Oh, it's so scary.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever Charlie gets sick, they take him back to the ship. And every time we see this movie, we always think the same thing because Vickers comes out. She's got a flamethrower. She's like, I'm going to burn this guy.
I'm not letting him on my ship.
And the thing is,
she's right.
She's right. She's right to not let him on the ship.
Once again, someone in one of the Aliens movies, a woman telling everyone how they're all going to die if they don't listen to her. And guess what? They all die.
Yeah, and it exactly parallels with the movie Alien that we'll talk about in in a future episode.
Also, Spock said the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
That's right.
So Shaw, she's basically impregnated with an alien, and she tries to use that med pod to remove the alien. And it says,
and guess what?
Yeah, it says, sorry, operations for male patients only.
That is so true. I mean, that is probably going to be the future because, like, right now, most medications, most surgeries, most research has never been tested on women. It's like it's just like white men, and so it's like we get crazy results, or we don't get the treatment we need. Apparently, that's going to happen in the future.
Results.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Covenant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my song was about that movie. The one we just talked about.
Yes. Tell us about your song, Alex.
My song is about Prometheus. Here you go.
That's how you introduce the song.
I don't remember. I think I mentioned he wore a diaper.
Humanoids sharing our DNA. A bald guy in
in a diaper drinking tea. Breaking down on a waterfall, crumbling to the sea. Hey, wait, what? Is that where Fred Brown jumped? Never mind. Back to the pale dude. What's with the paleness? Why such an attitude? Why you got a diaper on? Why you wanna kill us? Where your dang hair? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Turns out they're us. So that's why they're mean. Ain't hard to trust.
Experience abdominal discomfort, or you'll have an alien pop out of your chest, or sometimes they also come out of your spine, apparently. Yeah.
That's
Oh my
great,
God.
Alex.
It's so funny. It's so
Thank
funny.
you.
And it's a good, like, catchy song.
Thank you.
Yeah, kind of got a Beastie Boys feel to it that I really like.
Yeah, totally.
I brought back the Mikey's band.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I did not expect a Red Brown reference for our alien music.
Yeah, remember when he jumped out off the waterfall?
Yeah. That's how Robo War ended.
Mm-hmm. What's touching?
So, Covenant.
Wasn't quite as good.
Nope.
Wasn't quite as good.
I really like Covenant.
I like Covenant, except, shall I talk about it?
Yes.
Why she cry all the dang time? Why she cry? I mean, the whole thing about all these movies is these strong women who, like, you know, are very driven, and then is it called a protagonist? Our main person is all like, I mean, yeah, some tragic shit happened, but like, I need her to be strong, and she's just crying all the time. And like, also, like, she's just like, there's something about her face, and like, I'm not saying like whether, I'm not judging her as like beauty, but there's something about her face that's very soft and it's very sweet, and that's also, I think, contributes to how I feel about, like, Rumi and Sigourney Weaver have these like really prominent, I think, features. Like, Sigourney Weaver has this really strong jawline. Rumi's just, everything's like really strong. And then there's like, what's her butt? Who's like, it's very soft. I don't know. The only thing, I mean, she's tall, but that's about it. And it's just hard to take her as like this, like, leader, like, get the fuck down. Like, she's, I don't think of her like that. I think of her as going,
And she does kind of have a bowl cut.
she does kind of have a bowl cut. And I don't know what that's about.
How did half of a Seth Rogen cast get on this movie?
Yeah, what's his name?
Danny McBride and James Franco.
So they're like, I hear country roads. What would a human being doing here? And then they land to investigate, even though she was like, let's not land here. And they're like, I'm a man. I'm going to do it anyway. And then they all end up dying. But I was going to tell you is that that was my first thing, is like, oh, I'm going to do a version of Country Roads. And I worked on it. Yeah, I worked on it, and I was like, this is just a version of Country Roads. Like, there's nothing, like, it was not interesting. And I was like, okay, moving on. They step on these mushrooms or something, and they have these little spores that are carrying the xenomorph goo, and it gets into people, and then they start throwing up and bursting xenomorphs. It's pretty gross. Like, never seen one come out of a back before. That's pretty gross.
I guess it makes sense. You know, it's there inside the chest. It doesn't know which way's the front.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Alex makes a reference to that in his song.
Oh, yeah. And like the slipping on the blood, it looks so real.
Yeah.
It's totally looks real. It's really good. And then they're all freaking out because they're in the corn or wheat or whatever, and there's more xenomorphs like jumping around, and then that's when
Yeah, David comes and saves him.
David from Prometheus.
Prometheus, yeah.
Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
And he had long hair.
Yeah.
And whenever they get back to David's little place on the planet, that's really where I feel like this movie kind of like gets going and I find really interesting. Because for one thing, we get the flashbacks of what eventually we learn about what David did to the engineers on the planet.
He was doing experiments on Dr. Shaw.
Yeah, doing his science experiments. He's got all those drawings of things that he's tried there. And it's grotesque, but it's also really cool because I think it's really cool because they're essentially like Giger drawings. You know, the art that Alien was originally based on, and they're kind of folding that into the movie. Like, oh, what if that was like David's little science experiment drawings as he was studying the creatures?
Is it Giger or is it Geiger?
I never know. I hear it both ways, and I don't know which was the right way. The scenes where David and Walter are interacting with each other, I don't know how they filmed half this stuff because, you know, of course, we've seen plenty of movies where an actor is interacting with themselves.
Like twins.
Like twins.
It's the same, right?
That's right.
Twins.
But on this level, it's so interesting. You know, he's passing objects not only from one character to the other, but they're holding like that flute at the same time together,
playing it.
Yeah, how did they do that? I don't know.
It's real good.
And the other thing that really caught my eye was whenever David and Walter are speaking, and David incorrectly gives credit to that poem to Byron. But it's actually a Shelley poem. And you see, oh my God, like the human equivalent of going insane, you know, the android is messing up. And so this might be a good place for my song because I was inspired by that poem that was mentioned, Osmandius, and which was written by Shelley. Percy Shelley. And I read some other Shelley poems.
And Percy Shelley was Mary Bysshe Shelley's husband, the writer of Frankenstein.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
So I took some lyrics from those poems. My song is called "The Trick Is Not Minding That It Hurts," which was a quote that David gave in the movie Prometheus that he took from Lawrence of Arabia. Anyway, here we go.
The question of the ages, answer
JJ, I think that's one of your best songs.
Oh, thank you.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It is. I hate to tell you, but it sounded just like Infatuation.
Roderick Stewart.
Roderick. No, it's really good. Like the lyrics are really interesting. Well, like all the tricks you did in there, and the music's really good, and it's got a really memorable melody, which I'm sure you stole from somewhere. It's just really, really good.
Thank you. I did it. I stole a little piece.
When you get excited, man, the words cannot keep up, and it's just like my throat's like so excited.
I did a thing.
It's very adorable.
I saw a dog. I did steal one little thing on purpose, and this was the very first little part of the song that I ever had before I even had any other concept to it. So in the actual soundtrack for Alien Covenant, it's got this little part where the woodwinds do this thing. So listen to this. I took that and I was like, what if I put like a drum beat behind that and lined it up? Like, can I make music from that? Here's a clip of my song that has that part a little bit more pronounced so you can hear it. But at the first, it's there.
Oh yeah.
It's sped up, so it goes.
You could almost put some of that Eminem song over it. Dun, 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 dun. And the movies.
Mom spaghetti.
We only know like 2 words from that song.
I know the Weird Al parody much better.
Yeah.
Well, with Alien Covenant, the thing that I love about this also is the ending of this movie. I think Covenant has just a great ending.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because
They did a twist.
Right.
yeah, they do several things, because there's a part in the movie near the end where Walter and David fight it out, and they're both played by Michael Fassbender. They're identical to each other in terms of looks, and you don't know who won the battle. David cuts off his own hand to disguise himself as Walter, who had lost his hand earlier.
And that's the part where they played Foreigner's Double Vision.
That's right. That's right. Double Vision is on repeat for the rest of the movie. It plays like 18 times.
Double Vision.
I'm seeing double. 4 Davids. And
No, it is crazy because like your whole time you're like, oh, is it him? Is it not him? Because he does these subtle things when they're running through the ship and they're trying to lock the alien into they're trying to get it to a certain compartment in the ship. And so David or Walter is stationed at the controls so he can shut the doors. And you're just like, he'll make these like, they'll barely escape and he'll be like, oh. And so you're like, ooh, must be Walter because he's glad they're alive. But then like, they'll like go, Walter? And he'll be like, yes. And it's just like, ooh, that's David. And so it's like, it's very, oh man, it's very, there's a little bit of Alfred Hitchcockian stuff where it's really, what's the word? It's not tense. What's the word you use with Alfred Hitchcock?
Oh, tension. He creates a tension.
Yeah, he creates a lot of tension.
Mm-hmm. They definitely wanted you to suspect him. They wanted you to suspect, is that still David? And they give you so many opportunities to be like, okay, well, it's definitely Walter. Because only Walter would have done that. And then at the very end, you find out, oh, it was David.
It was David. Yeah.
And, I think he truly was relieved whenever he saved the life of like Danny. You know, he wanted Danny to survive. All
Yeah,
of that
because he wants to do gross experiments
he wants
on
to
her.
do science. He needs a human to do science experiments on while he travels across the universe.
Ugh.
I have goosebumps just thinking about it. Ugh.
You're so into it. No, it's real good. I could definitely watch these movies, and I have over and over. They're really good.
Well, shoot, we made it through the movies.
Yeah. What's next?
Well, I wanted to talk about that just a little bit. Maybe we can put this part of the discussion after our outro music. You know, it's the little bonus part.
What are we going to put back there?
We're going to talk about Secret Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Secret
Secret Christmas.
We missed Secret Halloween.
Yeah, we missed Secret Halloween, so we need to do Secret
Randy
Christmas.
Newman's song.
Yeah, Alex made a Secret Halloween song. Maybe that can be our outro song. Mm-hmm. All right, so here let's do this. Let's do our outro and say, you know, here's where you can find us, and we'll listen to Alex's Secret Halloween song that never made it because we didn't make that episode. Mm-hmm. And
because
then,
we were waiting on Randy Newman.
waiting so damn long on Randy Newman, and we'll talk about. I have a movie in mind for Secret Christmas.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. We always appreciate it. Be sure to check us out on ButterlegsPodcast.com.
And send us an email at hello@butterlegspodcast.com.
Hello.
Yeah, for like movie suggestions or if you just want to say hello.
One more thing about Prometheus and Covenant.
Meeting adjourned.
Give me something sweet to eat. I only eat sugar, fun fact about me. I know I didn't even dress up. My favorite cereal is Cinnamon Crunch. I eat sweet exclusively. It's the only thing. Time of year, magic candy ain't cheap. So expensive. Give me something good to eat. Be a good sport, give me something sweet. Reach into your Pokemon, hand me some candy. Don't ruin my Halloween. I would dress up like Spider-Man if you put some candy in my open wide hand. I would be a happy little Halloween man. I eat sweets exclusively. I buy some myself, but my mom was too cheap. God bless her. Spent all my money from Toy Story. Probably due to my addiction to sweets. Reach into your Pokemon, hand me some candy. Don't ruin my Halloween. Happy Halloween, Butter Leggings.
Shall we whisper?
It's a secret.
Because it's a secret.
It's probably going to come out in February.
No, I'm going to do it. I'm off work all week. I'm going to do it.
I have found and watched probably the best Christmas movie I have ever seen.
Okay.
Hang on, let me share my screen here.
I've seen one scene, and it was
I showed Sin one scene
so bad.
because I was like, you have to see this. This is insane. This is Colorado Christmas.
Oh, gosh.
It's on Tubi right now, and it came out in 2023.
Oh, man.
This is the description on Tubi, Butter Lakings. Forced to leave her job as a music teacher, a single mom is inspired to follow her dreams when she meets charming country singer Johnny Colorado.
Yuck.
Oh no.
So, you know, first of all, like even the description is ridiculous. Her dream was to meet some dude named Johnny Colorado. So, yeah, his name is Johnny Colorado. It takes place in Colorado. He is a country star, a celebrity. You might expect that there's a bunch of country Christmas music in this movie, right?
With Johnny Colorado Christmas? Yes, I would assume so.
Do you think that, Alex? Mm-hmm. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. In fact, there's very little music at all in this movie.
Oh boy.
So please watch Colorado Christmas and send in your songs in the next
3 days.
3 days, essentially. Yeah.
I'll do it.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.